Chapter 8, Quiz 1, and I'm going to refer back to your theorem list so you can see how to do this if you're having difficulty. Alright, the first one says find the value of x. And so you know that there should be a certain number that you can come up with to find x, but you have to know how much should all of these angles together be. So you're going to go back, first of all, you're going to count your sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now I would definitely mark as you count, because that's the biggest thing that people do is they miscount, forget where they started. Okay, so I go over here and I say, oh, the sum of the interior angles of any polygon, this is the formula. And I know that I have 5 sides. Okay, so I'm going to write that formula. 5 minus 2 times 180. And then I'm going to work it out. Okay, then I have to add up the rest of these to find out how much the rest of them are. So that would be 89 plus 125 plus 100 plus 105. Now always start in one place and go all the way around and do it twice. I got 419 the first time. I'm going to do it again. 89 plus 125 plus 100 plus 105. 419 I get again. Okay, so when I work this out, okay, then I should be able to subtract and find x. At the end of this, I'll give you all the answers. Okay, the next one, same situation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, using the same formula. This time I have to remember that that's a 90-degree angle. Okay, you can pause to work that out and then come back to it. Okay, I say 115 plus 84. I'm starting next to the x, by the way, by plus 139 plus 150 plus 90 equals 578. Okay, I want to check that, because if I do it right the first time, 115 plus 84 plus 139 plus 150 plus 90. Got 578 again. Alright, now I'm going to use that same formula. N minus 2 times 180. And I will tell you the answer at the end. Exterior angles. Now it's a good thing you have pictures, because when you go back and look, you should have a picture right here of the external angles, and it should look just like that picture there. So you find your equation. It says the sum of the exterior angles of any polygon is 360. So go back over here and we go, okay, external angles are 360. So it's going to equal 360. Add up the angles I have. 90 plus 80 plus 78 equals 248. Check it again. 90 plus 80 plus 78. 248. Okay, so subtract to find out what x is, and I'll tell you at the end. This one, the instructions say, find the value of each variable in the parallelogram. Okay, let's look at our rules about parallelograms. Remember, you can pause this at any time. I can go either way with this one. I think I'll go this way. Okay, that one was just sides, so I'm looking for my sides, and I see that my opposite sides are congruent. If it's a parallelogram, then the opposite sides have to be congruent. So that means these two have to be congruent, and these two have to be congruent. So I'm going to write a couple of equations. And then I'm going to proceed to finish those equations. So y equals 3. Then my opposite side, 6x minus 3 equals 21. Add 3 to both sides. And I get x is equal to 4. I wasn't going to tell you all the answers, but on the first one of each kind, I'm more inclined to do that. Okay, so I'm looking at this one. This was not about the sides. We can tell that those numbers don't go with sides because there isn't one here. And so, go back and look at your theorem list. Okay, that one is about our diagonals that are bisected. It says that if it's a parallelogram, and since these are all parallelograms, then the diagonals are bisected. So that means this is congruent to this, and this one is congruent to this one. It does not mean they're all congruent to each other. Okay, so you should be able to set up your equation for that. You get 2y minus 1 equals 9, and x plus 3 equals 12. And then you should be able to work it out from there. I'll give you the answers at the end. Now, you look at this one, you're going, oh, it looks like a rectangle, but it's not marked as a rectangle. So you go back to your instructions. It says it's a parallelogram. Okay, so we have, these are parallel lines. And one of our theorems, I think we left off. So we should add it in now. And that one says, if it's a parallelogram, its consecutive angles are congruent. And looking to see where that would be. I remember that we decided not to write that one down because it was hard to illustrate at one point. Aha! It is on page 516. So if you did this with me, you're ahead of the game. Add to your theorem list that consecutive angles are supplementary if it's a parallelogram. Okay, because we have an A down here and we have an A up here. Okay, consecutive means in a row. And we remember if these are parallel lines, it's a parallelogram, and this is a transversal. You should still remember consecutive interiors are supplementary. I should put 2 arcs there. Okay, let me get all this junk off of here so that we can see what we're doing. So we would say A plus A minus 10 is equal to 180. Okay, so that means we've got 2A minus 10 is 180. And adding 10 to both sides, we get 190. So 2A equals 190, and we divide by 2, and we get A is equal to 95. Well, if A is 95, then this one has to be 85. Now using our opposite angles theorem, if it's quadrilateral opposite angles are congruent, then we can say what B must be. Okay, so let me give you the answers. The answers to the quiz. Number 1, x is 121. Number 2, x is 142. Number 3, x is 112. Number 4, x is 4 and y is 3. Number 5, x is 5 and x is 9 and y is 5. And number 6, A is 95 and B is 85.